you were a researcher in this influential 90s study and the principal investigator for the Berkeley site, do you think the pharmaceutical companies misused the research to downplay the effectiveness of non-drug therapy, presumably for their own gain?
I can't speak for exactly what the pharmaceutical companies did or did not do. They're in the business of creating medications and promoting them. We do know that the initial publication from our study that emphasized the outcome of reducing symptoms showed often dramatic benefits of the medication. But subsequent publications where we looked more broadly at academics and social skills and family discipline styles showed the clear and superior benefits of combining the medications with active family and school behavior therapy.
This is what one of the study's co-authors just told the New York Times, quote, "I hope it didn't do irreparable damage. The people who pay the price in the end are the kids. That's the biggest tragedy in all of this." What needs to happen now?
Well, I think several things need to happen. Number one, we have to recognize that ADHD is a real condition, but it takes a careful, thorough workup. A 10-minute visit with the doctor is not adequate to the task. We'll both overdiagnose and underdiagnose. Second, if medication is prescribed, we've got to evaluate very carefully whether it works or not. Third, for most kids, most of the time, adding intensive therapy with the family, with the teachers, teaching kids better social skills, makes the medication, which gets the brain in better shape, now there's a skill boost so that there's a far better chance of getting that child back in the normal range.
Professor, why is this coming out now, so many years later? Is this just the natural evolution of a new drug?
I think we go in swings and cycles in social and medical history. The initial publication from the MTA study, the study I was associated with, in 1999 showed the benefits of medication for symptom reduction. We published another paper, much less publicized, a couple of years later, showing the superiority of this combined multimodal approach. And then newer medications, longer-acting formulations have been out for over a decade now. We're seeing a dramatic increase in diagnoses of ADHD. And I think serious scholars, consumers are reading the literature to find out that it really takes skill building, not just symptom reduction, to give the best outcomes for kids and adolescents and adults who really need it.
When I hear the number, more than 1 in 7 children in the U.S. receiving a diagnosis of ADHD by the time they turn 18, it feels like there might be an overdiagnosing. Is that possible?
I think it is possible. We know how to diagnose ADHD. It takes a lot of time and many hours and parent ratings and teacher ratings and a thorough history of the child's development. But there's also pressure academically on kids these days. There's also pressure for too often a quick and dirty diagnosis without the thorough history and testing that's needed. That's a recipe for, in too many cases, overdiagnosis. Yet at the same time, too many kids with mental health problems in the United States are getting no treatment at all. So we're both over and underdiagnosing. I think we really have to empower doctors and reimburse the kinds of assessments needed to make sure that we're accurate with all this.